Well, you're talking about great matches. You did have a 5-star match in NXT, the ladder match with was it North American Championship? I think it was, right? I mean, I'm not going to ask you about the match because I'm pretty sure you probably spoke about that before. When I said 5 stars, I'm referring to Dave Meltzer giving it 5 stars. What do you make of all that stuff? Are you for it, against it, don't really care, in between? How would you feel?
Well, it's the opinion of one person. And it's like Taker and Sean didn't get 5 stars, and that match is locked in my brain. So like I don't really.
Do you think your match was better than Shawn Michaels and Taker's match?
Not a fucking chance, no. I don't even know if we're the best ladder match of that month. You know what I mean? But like, I will say, like, in defense of the ladder match itself, like, you know, we put a hell of an effort into the psychology behind the match. You know, we made a fucking conscientious decision. We're like, right, none of us are going to fucking slow climb, right? Because there's no fucking reason to. We're going to run up the ladder, and if they get the fucking belt, they get the belt, right? We made that decision together, and that's something that, like, I was really proud of, that when we all went out and did it. And I'm fucking scared of heights.
Yeah,
I'm not good on ladders, right? Not necessarily scared of heights. I'm okay on the top rope, but I'm not good on ladders, right? So I'm like on the 4th rung going, oh fuck, I'm fucking frightened at this point, you know. It's not fucking fun, you know. I had to do a couple of fucking falls off it. Wow, it was terrible.
Oh, but awful.
It's like I was really proud of how we kind of structured it. And like, don't get me wrong, were there plenty of tears and tantrums putting that together? Yes, of course there was, right? But you know, we were really happy.
Who had a tantrum? Who had a tantrum?
Right, out of the 6, right? And you know them all very well. Who was wanting to do more, and you would have to reel them in?
The only people I can remember was
Lars. You know who I'm talking about. Like.
Lars Sullivan was in it. Ricochet was in it. So I'm going to guess Ricochet.
You think Lars Sullivan's complaining about fucking not doing 16 more fucking flips? Like,
I don't know him. I don't know.
But like, it was. But in defense of Ricochet, it was his debut. So like, you know,
was it really?
For us, it was like you're just trying to make sure we need him to set. Like, you can't take this big move from Lars Sullivan and then be up 2 minutes later.
Yeah,
because Lars is our future monster that we're trying to build. So like, trying to drum that into Trevor was like, you know, bro, it's not against you. There's something more important. You're going to get all your cool stuff in. It's just you have to make him blah, blah, blah. Like, he knows that. It was just like, he kind of want to do that little bit more here or that little bit more there. But like, listen, he's one of the best athletes that has ever been in a wrestling ring. You know, the reason why the match was so good was probably because of him. So, you know, his ability helps that. But
I think he's like he's the only one. I think I saw something. He's like the only one that's still left in the company from that ladder match.
The match, they call it. Yeah. So I hung on like a fucking bad smell for as long as I could, and then eventually I was gone too. So, but no, it was a really cool experience. And like the response like afterwards was like it just kept getting more praise, you know. And I was like really kind of taken aback. Like, I felt like the match that I did before that, the War Games match. I
did War Games,
preferred
right?
War Games, and like it didn't get the same praise level, you know what I mean? And I was surprised because I genuinely thought it was a better match, you know. But like the ladder match got this mad amount of praise, and like we were really kind of like proud, but also taken aback because for me, like, there's no better ladder match than Razor versus Shawn. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Like, I thought it was the most beautiful psychology without being overly crazy, but they still use the ladder in smart ways that didn't feel like so here's to give you an idea. My dad, there was a match, I'm trying to remember what the match was, but my dad was like, fucking hell, it took so long. They set up the fucking ladder, you know, and then they fall off it. And he was like, and I totally understood what he meant. It's like a lot of the times when we do these things, the camera's just trained on what's happening, which is the guy set up the ladder and then climbing up, then the other guy comes up, then they fall off it, right? But what we were trying to do then in the 6-man was like, okay, while that's being set up, if somebody else is doing something over there, then the camera can go there, so then it can cut back to us pretty much ready to go. And like, fair play to everybody for hitting their spots, you know, all 6 of us. And you know, that's one of the hardest parts, you know, and you know yourself, you know, when you've got, you know, multi-man matches, like anybody could get hurt, or somebody could be out of time, and somebody could get gassed, somebody could get hurt, you know, like I said, hurt twice, you know, but you know, something could happen, you know.
Yeah, dude, I remember
it happens all the time, but like, thankfully, even at the end of the match, the ladder breaks for the finish. They had this incredible finish planned where Lars is climbing the ladder. Ricochet springboards onto his back, and Lars just keeps climbing the fucking ladder. We did it in practice. It was amazing, right? But it was a ladder match. We used the ladders throughout the fucking match, right? And we probably should have asked for more. That's the truth. We should have had ones. We don't touch until the end, right? But you don't think like that until something goes wrong. So fucking Lars starts climbing. Ricochet jumps on him. Ladder just goes. Right?
Oh no!
And the finish then is completely on the fly. So fair play to it was Lars, Adam, and Ricochet. They fucking nailed it. They still managed to make it work. Nobody overly panicked at all. But yeah, it was nuts. Like that was meant to be a really sick finish, you know, where it was like, and they did it in practice, you know, like they did it that day actually. Like we did another practice just for that bit, because that was the most important part. Literally, Lars and fucking Ricochet on the shoulders climbs up, and then fucking Adam's going to topple and they'll both fall off. Would have been amazing. Like, but they had to fucking redo it, and all on the fly. And fair play to them. They did a brilliant job. But yeah, like the praise afterwards was bizarre, and the fact that like it gets the 5 stars. Yeah. Lars and EC3 are all going fucking.
Oh, EC3 was in it. Yes, EC3's had the 5. So it's like EC3's had a 5-star match, but Kurt Angle hasn't.
Yeah. So
I'm not knocking EC3 by the way.
Like you know, some of the matches that I watched growing up were stunning, and you go back and rewatch them, and you go, yeah, these are fucking amazing. How are these not 5-star? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like that's the hard part for me, and I think now. So many 5 stars are getting thrown out, you know, or 6 stars, 7 stars, and it's like, it doesn't make sense to me, you know what I mean? And that's, but he's got an opinion on wrestling, and I've got an opinion on wrestling, and I'm sure there's certain things that will come close together on, but like, there's a lot of things, like, there's been matches that he's put up as 5 stars, and I've went,
oh yeah, I like Dave a lot, and I respect him in the sense that, like, you know. He's obviously got a lot of knowledge about wrestling. And
he's probably more knowledgeable than a wrestler, which is nuts.
Sure,
I mean? Like,
but he's made like a living. I'm sure he's a millionaire from wrestling, so like fair play to him. It's not so much the Meltzer ratings. I think it's a problem. I think it's more like, and the fans can put the ratings on a pedestal, but it's now these days it's like the wrestlers are kind of selling for the ratings. That to me is a little odd. Do you know what I mean?
As one of my friends said. For all his 5-star matches, he's not able to pay his mortgage with the
exactly.
And it's a nice thing to have, and it's great to get praise. But like, you know, if you go chasing that stuff, then you know, what is the benefit? Like, I'll never be able to do a ladder match as good as that one. You know, yes, we can tweak things, and I'll have better psychology, but it all worked because of all the people who were there at the time. You know what I mean? Like,
and I'm sure the crowd helped a lot as well, because the crowd was hot then, right?
We were the opener of the WrestleMania weekend. You know, I'm sure if we were the fucking final match, you know, of a 3-day, you know, nobody would have given a fuck, you know, but it was a hot opener, you know, like it was Ricochet's debut. Like, you know, like there was a lot of cool things going into it. We did a really cool fucking stare off, you know, the week before, like to try and put some fucking heat on it and stuff. So, and like the fact that Lars was going to be in a fucking ladder match was nuts, you know what I mean? So like, there's things that like, how often would the new fucking monster be in a fucking ladder match? Yes, Kane did one or whatever, but like that was after 5 years of killing people, you know?
Right. So
there was a lot of weirdness. Like, why was I in a ladder match? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, realistically, like, but it was very cool. I'm glad it worked out, thankfully, and nobody got hurt too badly. We all few scripts, but